What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode right here at Red One Radio. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with a brother to make sure the audio's working. What's going on? Yeah, audio's good. So I wanted to do my first I guess like independent show, you know what I mean? Alone, by myself, speak, some things. This is kind of one of those things that I've, wanted to do as far as creating Red One Radio. I didn't want to or have to always depend on, other creators or other YouTubers to help me through this, man. I mean, I just wanted to do it myself. So big shout out right now. I want to give a shout out to Boris on Bikes if he's still out there. Joel Sweatman, that is. That's an interesting name there. DS Giesel. What up? K6 Kenny. What's going on, man? How y'all doing out there? Leaky, what's going on, my brother? Good to see you in the side chat. Undercover a biker. Back from San Diego. How was the trip to San Diego? Down there and what was you at, like SeaWorld or fucking Legoland or one of them fucking places? One of them joints out there just having a good time with the fam bam, right? Daddy duties. Don't want to be all by myself. Yeah, you do. Sometimes being by yourself is good, man. You can get a lot of shit done, Trinity, what's up? How you doing out there? Red One and Red One. Made a logo, blah, 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 Twitter. Gotcha. All right, cool. I'll check Twitter. Appreciate it, though. Ooh, looks like stuff is not centered properly. Give me a sec as I kind of fix this here. So we need to go this direction. Yeah. There we go. All right. Hot Wheels. Mr. Hot Wheels it is, I should say. What up, man? How you doing out there, my brother? So, but yeah, guys, this is, I think over time I'll get more comfortable doing this, little one on you guys kind of radio show, it is weird, man, because I'm used to doing these hangouts and stuff, with people, but, sometimes, man, I got shit to say, or sometimes I just want to be able to talk to you guys. So tonight, guys, I really would love for you guys to call in and talk about some of the, kind of speak on what we're talking about when I get into the whole current state of motovlogging. I sat down, I wrote down some stuff so that way I wouldn't forget, but yeah, you guys calling in tonight, number down there at the bottom, it's 516-387-1431. Let me make sure that it's still the right number, 516-387. Okay, yeah, that's the number. But I want you guys to call in, and I want to hear what you guys have to say, right? Nobody ever gets to listen to the viewers, right? Everybody just listens to whomever's on the panel, or they only see it from just the creator's point of view. I mean, sure, you can type in the comments, but, for those quote unquote bigger guys, you're not able to actually be heard because, we all know that they can't and or don't read the side chat. Read the comments just due to the sheer amount, that comes in. So, see what we got. Scott. Adventures of Scott over there in the side chat. What's going on, my brother? How you doing? So, some of the things that I wanted to talk about when it comes to the state of motovlogging, man. I just kind of wrote some stuff down, man. I kind of want to kind of go back and talk about where motovlogging was, what it used to be, where it's going. How people are getting there now, you know what I mean, as far as like growing channels, methods that people are using to get ahead or whatever you might want to call it. There's the good way, there's the not so good way that a lot of people maybe don't agree with, especially me. And then one thing too is like somebody was talking about, they put on a comment somewhere how like, they said moto, or what do they say, drama or beef or whatever, right? The drama in the community has ruined moto vlogging for this particular person. And I was just like, okay. I just kind of let that comment go, but I figured, I want to talk about that a little bit, and then just maybe wrap it up for the night. You know what I mean? Wrap it up, B. But Brandon, what's going on, sir? How you doing out there, man? Trying to read the side chat, man. This is a lot of fucking shit to do. That's why I'm sitting there drinking some high quality H2O. Other than my normal drink, I'm trying to stay on point here for you guys tonight. I'm trying to I'm trying to get to everybody. But like I said, I definitely want to take some calls tonight. I can't fucking bitch motherfuck this thing. I can't even fuck it. Anyways, Deep South Moto, what's going on, man? How you doing out there? Man, let's go ahead and jump into this, man. Fuck it. I've taken enough time, enough shout outs for those people out there. Well, last one, Edgy Throttle. What up? All right, guys. So, the state of motovlogging, man. We all know it's changed. Well, for those that have been around the game, right? Those that have been around a while. Currently in the side chat, Scott's been around a minute. I've been around a minute. Undercover Biker's been around, but he kind of strayed for a little while. You need to make some more videos. Anyways, and there's a couple other guys. Realist Rider, what's going on, my brother? He's been around for a minute. For those that have been around a while, I guess we look at motovlogging differently than the new generation or whatever, people that come in. I'm not trying to knock the new generation or whatever, but we look at motovlogging as what it was, right? It was a way for you to A, ride a motorcycle, B, interact with other people, even though that wasn't how it was in the very beginning. And see, you get to ride around and talk about different things, right? Explore different areas or whatever. For me, it was a cool little outlet to keep me editing. It was a cool outlet to force me to get out and ride and learn the streets of Los Angeles since I'm not from here. But back in the day, right, people used to get on their bikes and they used to talk about what was, on their mind, maybe somebody who was new to riding motorcycles is talking about their experiences, right? Whether it's tires or doing their first oil change and the problems and shit that they had, right? Over time, as this channel grew and he was interacting and talking with the viewers, you were able to see this person grow. You were able to see this person's progression as he became a better rider, as his knowledge of motorcycles grew and things of that nature. I see the call over there. Set that up properly. I see you call over there. Give me a minute and I will get to your phone call, sir. But to me that's kind of where it was, right? So you had most people who were very shy that came into the game, right? It wasn't a very oversaturated market back then, so everybody kind of started the same way, right? They all just would get on there and they would just generally talk about whatever they were feeling that day, whether it was work or school or some random different shit like that. And that was cool. And then it slowly evolved to people starting to meet up and start to hang out and interact, right? Now, you did have some people back in the day that was pushing the envelope, like, say, Jake the Garden Snake, right? So Jake's out playing in the dirt, right? Getting all muddy and fucking all that, kind of shit. So it was, like, cool to see him on the road, but also at the same time, you get this, like, playfulness being out in the dirt and crashing and having a good time and laughing with his friends, right? And to me, Jake was a big game changer when it came to that shit. You had, oh God, what's his name out there in like Thailand? I can't think of his name. Mordeth, right? M13, brought something different. He still vlogged, he still talked, but it was cool to be able to see somebody else's point of view from a different country. That shit was on point. It was cool. You know, let me take this caller and see what he got to say or she got to say, whomever it may be. Let's see who it is first. 336. You live on the air. What up?
Hey, this is Joel Sweatman. How you doing?
What's going on, Joel, man? How you doing out there tonight, brother?
I'm doing good. And I want to say I love the fact that you put this program out like you do. It's pretty cool.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. I did it just to be able to, get other people's points of views and, talk to people, man. I mean, I personally love just talking to fucking people. Ask anybody, they'll tell you fucking ready to talk your goddamn head off. But, yeah, I just wanted to do something different, right? Something that's not necessarily geared to just put money in my pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I understand. And I'm not a motovlogger, but I do have content on YouTube, and I mainly did it because, when I got into YouTube in 2013, it wouldn't let me when I watched it, it wouldn't let me comment on videos unless you had a channel. So I created a channel just so I could comment on videos.
Right.
And it's cost me a lot of money being on YouTube because it started with bows and arrows and guns and RCs and kayak fishing. And now motovlogging. I ended up buying a motorcycle. Hadn't rode in 20 years. Recently, I just bought a 2015 FC07.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get into motovlogging, but I ain't got the mic set up right, so I don't have videos out there yet doing that. But it sickens me how people are turning on each other in the motovlogging world right now. It's like, God, all the drama, it just baffles my mind. It's like, get out and ride and enjoy and do your own thing.
Yeah, true. I'm gonna definitely get to that. I kind of wanted to. You called in a little early, but it's cool, man. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get to that. I mean, I have my own personal opinions when it comes to the drama stuff. But let me ask you this, since this is as far as we've gotten. How long have you been watching motovlogs?
Probably the last, oh my gosh, 7 months.
7 months? 7 months. So that puts us
7 months.
Okay.
And and I watch all of them. I watch you. I watch Boris on Bikes. I watch Ghost Ninja, Baker X Derek's, Arson Ride, Subdelinquent, Snowcat, Jake the Garden Snake. I've watched Yummy Noob, Chase on Two Wheels, Yummy R6, Cowie Brock. I mean, I watch, all you cool guys, and I know the drama with Yummy Noob and Jake a while back that happened, and Ian 187, Backroad Moto. Gosh, there's so many I watch.
No, I got you. No, I get where you're coming from, and I mean, 7 months ago.
I watch.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, 7 months. I mean, it's long enough that you have an idea, but I don't think 7 months is not long enough to really understand where a lot of old. See, and that's the thing. I would say older guys, but I'm not even in. Because I remember one time Downshift was talking about generations, right? He broke motovloggers down by generation and shit, right? And he was calling Chase on Two Wheels and that group as the fourth generation, right? So for me, I know I'm probably 8th or 9th or 10th or whatever. I'm further down the road than those guys, but I don't think you've been around long enough to understand where some of the gripes or complaints that come from other vloggers that have been doing this a while. You know, the ones that have really put a lot of time, effort, and money into making it what it was, not where it's going, if you understand what I mean. So,
I do.
yeah, I mean, but 7 months is still cool. You know, you've been around a little bit. You know a few things.
Well, I'm 56 years old. I'm just now getting back in the motorcycle game after 20 years. So.
Oh, okay. Would you finally put like a kid through college and hey, you're done or some shit?
Yeah, and it's like you guys like made me go out and buy a motorcycle. So, but I'm enjoying it.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. That's what's up.
I just got to get back into the rhythm of it and stuff and learn my limit.
Right. Definitely. I mean, it's still the same. Just bikes are a little more probably nimble and easier to maintain than they were, 20 plus years ago or whatever. But yeah, it's still all the same shit, right? 1 down, 5 up.
Oh, yeah. Well, my first bike was a 1979 Yamaha RD 400 Daytona Special 2-stroke street bike.
It's a long name.
That was the first bike I ever owned.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
I'm
man.
going to hang up and let somebody else talk. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, Joe. I appreciate you calling in, man. And, yeah, man, if you want, man, you can probably call in later. But, yeah, let me, and for all those out there listening, man, let me kind of get through the little shit that I've written down, and then you guys can call in after that, and we can chat about, different shit, whatever I talked about that you agree or disagree with or whatever. But Joel, I appreciate you calling in, man, and thanks for watching, buddy.
Hey, appreciate you. Have a good night.
All right, brother. Peace. Yeah, all right, cool. Big shout out to him. All right, so let me go ahead and click here. That, boom. Okay. All right, so this is some of the things. So, I previously talked about where I think motovlogging was. Where I think it's going, I know for a fact it's going away from just being able to ride a motorcycle and talk, right? Unless you're really, really entertaining and or funny, it seems like it's harder and harder to become a motovlogger just off of just your general true experiences and then uploading that and sharing that with the world, right? One thing that I noticed that did change that I do love is the fact that we reach out now to other motovloggers, which is great, right? I mean, for me to be able to ride with like Undercover, Scott and Realist Rider, hopefully here soon. What's up, Realist? Shout out to Realist Rider. Shout out to Boris on Bikes. What up? Yeah. Anyways, to be able to ride with other motovloggers and stuff, I think that's real cool, right? You get a mesh of channels working together to create something for that day, whether they just go out and bump around the canyons or fucking all go ride to go to a restaurant to eat and then go home after that. I do like that, but there's the side of, to me, where motovlogging is going that I don't agree with, right? I don't agree with the constant clickbaity bullshit, right? The certain motovloggers out there, I'm not going to name anybody. You can formulate and figure out who they are, because look, I don't watch a lot of fucking motovloggers on YouTube. A, I don't have the time. B, I don't have the goddamn time, dude. I can't come home and spend 5 hours watching fucking YouTube videos, you know what I'm saying? But the ones who create the Joey Salads type of content, the ones who create the Roman Atwood type of content, right? To me, that is disingenuous, and it's not true to the art that motovlogging was originally built upon, I guess. It's not to me, it's all fake, right? Some people are going way over the top, and it's fucked up, man. I mean, but the problem is a lot of people will be scared to speak their mind on that because, well, this person has 500,000 subs or a million subs, and I don't ever want to alienate myself from them because maybe one day I might be able to ride with them and they'll like put me in their video and then maybe a link to my channel and I can grab some subs off their network, right? But to me, I think it's fucked up that people are starting to go to this clickbaity shit because they know people will watch the shit looking for that kind of titles or whatever. And what happens to me in my eyes, it pushes away from the original intent, and then for all the new people who come into it, that's their standard now, right? So unless you're fucking riding a bike that's about to explode going into the Grand Canyon and you died, nobody's gonna watch. I mean, unless you have that type of title on your videos, and nobody's gonna watch your shit. Nobody cares anymore that you tried out the new Motul fucking oil and put that shit in your fucking bike, right? You upload that video, it gets fucking, even with me, man, I have, almost 12,000 subscribers and I'm averaging like 300, 400, 500 views a video if I'm lucky, but I guarantee you if I went out and shot some bullshit and faked a bunch of shit, right, I can turn around and have fucking 5,000-10,000 views a video. But you know what? If I do that, that's not me. That's not who I am. That's creating something that's totally new. I don't even want to call them motovloggers. And to me personally, I don't even want to make content with those types of people, right? I mean, sure, you're gonna get a bunch of views and fucking all that shit, but it's not the type of content that I really want to create. I think it's bad. It's bad. I'll leave that at that. And then you have other people who, everybody knows my stance against the whole compilation channels, right? So then you have other people who have said that they don't want to wait to grow their channel, so they're going to go out and make compilations for compilation channels, and then they hand that fucking footage over, and then bam, they get 500 subs, they get 1,000 subs, they get 2,000-3,000 subs. To me, that's not motovlogging. That has nothing to do with, like, you're literally using somebody else, right? And I've heard, okay, well, it's due to it's advertising, it's this, it's like, no, motherfucker, that's not. It's just you taking a shortcut, right? Like, I can't respect anybody who chooses to take the easy route, right? Because if you look at the people, regardless if you like them or not, if you don't like Walterific, that's on you. If you don't like Chase, that's on you. If you don't like Sub D, that's on you, right? But if you look at those people, right, at least they've put in the time. They've put in the work and the effort to get to where they're at, right? Sure, they may have networked with the person here or there, right? But at least there's a history, there's a record, and all this shit, whereas somebody who turns around and gives their fucking footage to goddamn what is it, Moto Madness or whatever, turn around, you give your fucking footage to Moto Madness, he takes that, makes fucking thousands of dollars off the shit, puts your little fucking link in the description and all that shit, and you turn around, you get a handful of subs off of that. Good for you, you know what I mean? But to me, you're not somebody I want to associate with, because you literally want to go the easy road, man. And a lot of us worked hard to get to where we're at. I mean, you could call me complaining, you can call me what it is. Some people think I get jealous just because they have more views than me, or dude, you may get more views, you may have more subs than me, but I guarantee you that motherfuckers know who I am and they don't know who you are, right? Because I put in work, you know what I mean? Tim Kreitz, shout out to him, what up? Billy, another one, Back Row Moto, shout out to, we put in work, right? We know our craft. We look at this like, right, we put in years, right? It may only been one, it may only be two, but we put in years learning how to edit, learning how to properly record, how to put together a good entertaining vlog for you. And I think with the way Motovlog is going, it's getting away from that. It's just doing whatever you can to just get to the top for whatever reason. Some people say, oh, I do it for money, but I think a lot of people think it's a pissing contest, right? Like, oh, I got more subs than this person, so blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? But then once you're at the top, man, like, you can only go so far before you plateau. And then once you plateau, if you've never learned how to properly, I don't even want to say properly, but if you've never learned how to do what this is about, right? Creating content, riding a motorcycle, and other shit like that, right? If you've never fully learned how to do that, you've just literally been riding the coattails of somebody else, right? I mean, like I said, eventually it's all going to come to a head. But look at all the people that have been putting in years, Jake and those who've been around a long time. Their shit is consistent. Their shit is it's good to watch. I love their content. So I'm sitting here looking at my little notes here. Freaking Riley, what up? Miss Peaches, what up? How you doing out there? Ultimate Weebo or Boo? Hope I said that right. Third Coast Moto, what up, man? So yeah, I mean, look, there's people that are going two ways about getting subscribers in this new era, right? Some are going it about the ways that I've just explained that I don't agree with. And then there are people who are doing it the proper way, or not the proper way, but a way that I can agree with, right? Like you look at, sorry, I'm throwing him under the bus, Cowie85, Cowie Brock, Chadu, that guy. He has grown a lot of subscribers really quickly in this last year or so, but you look at his content, I mean, he kind of reminds me of an older Jake, right? Before Jake had the knee surgery, he reminded me of that Jake, right? So he's like constantly riding around, fucking around with him and his boys, Groms and wheelies and fucking around a little off-road shit here and there. He's got that uniqueness, and that's what brings people to his channel, right? And dude, I think that's fucking awesome. Big shout out to Cowie Brock for that, man. He's somebody that's out there, capitalizing on something that seems to be working for him in YouTube. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people you guys can think that are growing at a substantial rate, and that shit is awesome. So moving on from that, going to the next thing, and this comes to that question of beef, right? Somebody told me that beef is ruining motovlogs. To me, I don't think beef is ruining motovlogs, because the honest truth is there hasn't been as many beefs as fucking people want to say, right? One of the earliest fucking beefs or whatever arguments or fucking feuds that I remember was Jake the Garden Snake and fucking who was it? Downshift 83. That was one of the first things I remember. They were like going at each other back and forth on some forum and shit, right? Just, it was a disagreement, right? It was like, I think Downey accused Jake of fucking buying subs and some other weird shit, and then all this and that. But when I sat back and looked at the two channels, they were two different channels. Downey had the wheelie thing going on, but he was just riding down the street, talking. Whereas Jake had that and the wheelie thing, but he was also playing in the dirt. And like I said, Jake was doing some other shit, riding in storm ditches and fucking, like, to me that's more interesting content, because look, any of us who ride a motorcycle can just ride. Right? We can get on the street and fucking ride. We can all do that. And not all of us can do wheelies. But, there's only so many wheelies you can see before it's just one wheelie after another. But when somebody's out here riding in fucking drain ditches and fucking getting stuck in the mud, kind of one thing that I've always loved about Accidental Broadcast, being out there in fucking Hawaii, right? Different location. He's off-road and he's doing a bunch of shit like out there in that beautiful fucking state, right? Like, none of us can honestly see that or do that, so we watch his channel. And so I think that was the big difference between Downey and fucking Jake. But they finally came together, they talked it out, and fucking they're cool now. They have no bad blood between them. And then There's a couple of other people, that I can think about over the this summer will be 3 years that I've been doing this. But beef is not ruining Motovlogs. And then, I always get this comment, and the comment is, why can't we all get along? And the honest, truthful answer that I believe, why we can't all get along truly is because there's money involved. Number one, there's money involved. Two, there's there's a system to be able to measure whether or not you are quote unquote better than somebody else. This is one of the reasons why we will never be able to get along, right? And plus, where else in the world do we all get along? School? Do you get along with every motherfucker that you sit in class with? No. Do you even get along with everybody at your church? No, right? But, I understand where people's perspective, right? It's like, oh, I like this motovlogger, and this motovlogger, but these two don't like each other. Well, I don't like that. So why can't they just be friends for YouTube or just for me or whatever it may be? Well, sorry, dude. Like, people clash, personalities clash and things like that. One question that we've talked about a long time ago on the other guys and different what do you call it, vlog or live streams is, what would happen if all of a sudden monetization was removed from YouTube? Like, think about that for a minute, right? Think about if your favorite motovloggers or people that you watch could no longer make any form of revenue from YouTube, whether it's t-shirts, right? Teespring fucking shuts down and can't make fucking decals, and they can't fucking Patreon, and they can't, whatever. They can't make any form of revenue from uploading videos to YouTube. What do you think would happen? How many people would just drop out? How many people would disappear? Like literally gone. Think about it. Because, I understand those that have been doing this for a full-time job, right? I get that, right? I totally get that, right? And, of course, they got to figure something out real quick because this has been their funds. Let's take it to the channels that have, say, less than 5,000 subscribers, right? The ones that may have not even seen that first $100 YouTube paycheck, right? How many of those guys do you think would still stick around, right? To me personally, I think overnight, like, motovlogging would be reset back to where it was like 6 years ago. You know what I mean? It'd be fucking 50 people still just riding around uploading videos to YouTube. And I mean, like, on a constant basis. I don't mean, the ones who just fucking put the little GoPro on top and fucking ride around. Like, I'm not talking about those videos. I'm talking about, people who actually constantly edit, upload, and, have content stories or whatever. It's just interesting. But, the whole beef thing, like I said, man, it comes and it goes. It happens every so often. Usually it's always from lower channels, right? Because somebody's fighting to get above another or whatever the fuck it may be. But I will say this, and I want you guys to think about this for a second, is that beef or whatever doesn't come out of thin air. It doesn't happen for just no fucking reason. Okay. And what I mean by that is no one is innocent, right? I know a lot of people, and this is not necessarily talking about the snowcat and and the face reveal. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking in general. So you can get mad at me for saying what I say. Hey, I don't care, man. This is just me speaking my mind. But when somebody's on the receiving end, one thing that I've noticed is that they always want to pretend like they're the victim, right? They always want their fan base to to feel as if they're being attacked for no reason. Right? And I've seen this time and time over again, right? Whether I've been personally mad at somebody and went after them, right? They turn, the person that I went after turns around and be like, oh, he's just attacking me for no reason. But the honest truth is, nobody has their fucking hands clean when it comes to disagreements between channels, right? Because maybe that person who's getting attacked has said something in a previous live stream, via DM, via Twitter, or whatever. Somebody screenshots the shit, right, that you think is your boy or whatever, sends that shit off, and it's like, oh, this motherfucker talking shit, bruh. All right, cool. So granted, the person who's receiving it or whatever, that sounded kind of gay, but who's ever receiving it, may feel like he may not, they might not exactly know kind of why it's happening right now, but guarantee that there's like an underlining to it. There's a reason. Like, I don't see like myself, or could you guys imagine somebody just waking up like, you know what? I don't fucking like rural Jordanian. I'm gonna go after that motherfucker tomorrow. Let me go ahead and jump on goddamn fuck rural Jordanian. I'm gonna face reveal his bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you notice, beefs have always come from some sort of interaction, right? It's never one guy who's never met another guy, right? They've met, or they've had some sort of interaction, whether it's via a live stream, or they've met in person to ride, or they've met in person to party and hang out. So just remember that. And like I said, I want to get you guys' inputs on some of the shit that I've been talking about tonight. But just think about that for a minute, man. A lot of this beef doesn't come from thin air, right? Some of the things that are personally here in California, before the whole, like I said, snowcat thing, that's what I'm not referring to. I've seen both sides, and I'm like, well, he talking shit, you talking shit. So, yeah, man, don't play the victim. But anyways, guys, that's kind of what I had to say, I guess, when it comes to the state of motovlogging, man, is that it's changing, right? And do we as creators adapt, or do we stand up and be like, yo, these people over here that's doing this to us is wrong, and stand up and try to fight for what I believe, or maybe you believe, what motovlogging should be? It just, it should be the motorcycle. It should be about riding. It should be about good interactions and good times with your friends, So do me a favor, guys. Go ahead and call in. Oh, well, go ahead and give me a call. I got a caller right now, but go ahead and give me a call. That number is down there at the bottom. I will reiterate that once I can see it. It is 516-387-1431. I want to hear from you guys, because I'm just one person. I'm biased. I ride a motorcycle. I know a lot of shit that maybe you don't, so I'm biased. But I want to hear what you guys got to say. Let me take this call and see what's up. All right. 949, you live on the air. What's up, man? Who is this? Where you calling from?
It's freaking Riley.
Freaking Riley. God damn it. I wish
calling from Florida.
Calling from Florida. What's up, man? Like, what you got to say? I mean, I know you haven't been involved in the motovlogging world for very long.
I'm new to the whole little deal, exactly. But I've been involved with YouTube for a while.
Okay.
And I think some aspects, because I started back on YouTube back in 2004. I originally came into the YouTube world as a musician. And back in the day, like, YouTube was really cool for content creators, because back in the day, you go to the browse page and it's what was trending at that moment. It didn't matter who was paying, because at that time there wasn't a lot of paid channels that were taking over a lot of the attention. So people were exposed and their content was more readily available. And then now in today's day, I feel like with all these major companies coming in and buying up YouTube space and stuff, it's made it harder for people to get their content out there. And I know, like, back in the day, like, David Choi was a musician, and he was putting monetization on songs that were cover songs that he had no rights to. And that created this huge shitstorm for a lot of YouTubers because this man was making money off of content that he didn't own.
Right.
And then that's when Google bought it out, and then they made it to where, hey, you know, we're going to start selling these opportunities for major music labels. And I think with motovlogging, when it really got hit, when they started pulling monetization, when people were cussing and stuff and doing wheelies and running from police, that really hurt it to the point where the only way when I started figuring out, like, hey, I wanted to try out motovlogging, I went with it with the business aspect, the way that, like, how you were saying, like, it's not a good way of, I'm going to go meet up with these riders and go ride with them and do vlogs with them so that I get exposed. Because right now, I mean, you can have, like, the best video that you've edited and you've gone Casey Neistat out on it, and it won't get shown because of how YouTube runs. You go to the trending page right now, it's all politics and stuff. There's no respect for the people that are actually putting in the time and creating everything, I think. And maybe I'm completely wrong, but I mean, it's just like, it seems like the people that are getting anywhere with YouTube have to start incorporating other avenues, like using Instagram and getting a lot of followers on there, because there you can, it's kind of like the old school YouTube. You build up follower spaces and then you direct people to your YouTube channel. And if you don't do that, then you have to collaborate with other people, I feel like.
Well, no, you don't necessarily have to collaborate with people. It's definitely good. It's a good look, I guess, if you collaborate with people. But look at how many channels there are where people who've never or very rarely collaborated. See, but that's one of the things where that's one of the things that changed with motovlogging. Because you got to understand, everybody who did this shit 5 years ago didn't collaborate with a motherfucker. Nobody, right? Look at
but at the same time, their stuff was getting featured on trending.
Well, trending wasn't even a thing back then, right? Now, what I'm with that, right? There was less people, right, doing this, and of course, so you got a little more exposure when you just typed in the word motorcycle or whatever. But you look at like people like Cycle Cruiser, right? He's solo dolo. RJ by himself, right? You know, you can think of a lot of other people who really have done the majority of their work. Like, you know, Baker X Derek, he was primarily by himself in the beginning until he hit, you know, like a certain number, which was well over, you know, probably 200K. And then, well, maybe not even that high, but, you know, and then he would feature Arson and shit. But, you know, this is when they weren't even living in the same city. But, you know, Derek built his channel all by himself. I don't necessarily think you need to network with people just to grow your channel. I think you being you, and if you're entertaining and what you have is something that is valuable, then people will naturally watch it, right? Because the problem is, right, you could have every big moto vlogger above 500,000 subs all go say, hey, go fuck sub to Red One. Boom, dude, I wake up tomorrow, I got 150,000 subs. Guess what? Next video I put out still only going to have, it'll probably have 40% more views than it normally does. Why? Because nobody really gives a fuck, right? I mean, people will sub, but, you know, if my content is not good enough, right, it you know, people still won't stick around for the long haul. You know what I mean? And that's one of those things,
but that's
too.
like with any channel, though, when you're first starting off.
Right, and that's why you have growing pains, and that's why I say I can't respect anybody who turns around and gives their shit to Moto Madness just to gain a bunch of subs. To me, it's an inflated number that doesn't mean shit, right? People didn't come to your channel because they like what you do. They came to your channel because they want to see you fucking get into it with a cop or fucking punch somebody's mirror off or et cetera, right? But you know, that's just my 2 cents when it comes to that, man. You know, but for all of us that have sat down, right, and have went through the growing pains, right, who went through the you know, learning how to get quality better and spending the money, and then, you know, I mean, there's a whole plethora of shit over the years, you know, that you figure out and it starts to work, right? I'm pretty sure, like Boris to me is a really dope moto vlogger when it comes to, like, he's got that Casey Neistat feel.
He has great content.
Right, he has a Casey Neistat feel, but I'm pretty sure if I go back to his channel fucking 2 years ago, right, and look at it, it ain't there. You know what I mean? And it's just over time he's
So
learned.
you're saying though that you don't feel that lately YouTube has shifted in a way where it's like before when somebody would create good content, like they would appear on your homepage as like a recommended video.
Well, it's not that. It's just more people are showing up now, right? And so there's people out there that are creating titles just to stand out. And to me, in a way, it kind of shits on the people who don't do that. I mean, you could look at it as, hey, you know, this is the only way that I'm going to be able to get attention. Okay, great. But, you know, I don't like it. You know what I mean? I'd rather somebody be genuine in what they do. But
I can respect that.
I mean, yeah, YouTube is changing, right? So we see that now, people who support or who showcase guns on their channel, right? Obviously now they're getting fucked. So anything with the gun or gun related, right? They gotta fucking change, you know? Or
thanks to South Korea on that one.
or whatever, right? I mean, personally, at the end of the day, I would love for just motovlogging to just be interactions again, man. I'd rather for it to just be people meeting up, hanging out, riding, creating content. And there's still, I'd say the majority of the channels do that. And that's great, right? But the ones that go that extra mile, that step outside those bounds, they're the ones getting attention, and it's kind of shitting on the people who don't choose to run their channel as a fairy tale or some kind of a fable. You know what I mean? They, you know, but like I said, man, I'm just one man, and I'm speaking my honest heart and opinions on this. So
yeah, no, I mean, I can definitely see it from your point. It just, for me, it seems like it started to change as soon as big corporate companies started getting involved with YouTube and stuff. And unfortunately, because like you have amazing content creators like Boris on bikes and yourself and others that are up and coming, that I really wish that they got a lot more of attention because of the quality of their videos. But it seems like, unfortunately, a lot of these people don't get that exposure because of, it seemed to me, again, like they pull their videos off the recommended feeds. And that's where, like you say, like everybody has their opinions on how it goes.
Well,
I feel like Boris should be like one of those guys that has like 200 plus thousand subscribers and stuff because of the quality of his videos.
Right. Well, you know, and also I have to chalk it up too is to maybe, you know, not necessarily 100% put the onus on the creator, but also to the audience, right? The audience, you know, attention spans are fucking short as shit now, right? That's why a lot of people's like, well, dude, you gotta stick your videos down to 10 minutes. Can't go over 10 minutes and all this and that and blah, 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 whatever it may be. But, you know, I would hate for YouTube to literally become two things: a how-to channel and a fucking somebody in pain, beat up, right? Some kind of like controversy fucking platform, right? Like a World Star. You know, when you go to worldstar.com, you're gonna see some fucked up shit over there, right? Nobody goes to World Star to watch fucking music videos. They go there to fuck see somebody get their goddamn head blown off or to see some ratchet shit. You know, like, and I would hope that YouTube would kind of not become that, but you can see it via the numbers, right? Those who make those risque titles, they're the ones getting the views, but you know, those who don't are not. So, you know, it comes down to whether or not you're comfortable with misleading or just being true, you know, like, you know, and like I said, this is to me, I think, where motovlogging could be going. But I would hate for that. And if it comes to that, dude, unfortunately, man, I might have to do some other shit. Because, you know, I mean, it's just like, I don't want to be in a world, or I don't want to associate myself around people who quote unquote ride, but say they make content, but it's not true, genuine content. But like I said, I'm one person, and these are just my opinions. So.
But they're valid opinions. I would like to see it where it's like they do pull monetization from it, so then it does go back to just people that were doing it just to have fun and be real, because unfortunately a lot of people do it for the money, and that is their sole way of income. And I feel like it does affect how people can receive that, because it's like they're trying so hard to make sure that they're making their next paycheck and whatnot.
Right.
I think that would be nice if just like YouTube went back to the old school way of just like, hey, put out good content and let's see how your stuff goes.
Right. Well, cool, Riley. I appreciate you coming in, man. Thanks for the words.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, have
Take care,
yourself a good day, and I'm gonna go ahead and take this next call, brother. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Freaking Riley, everybody. We'll go ahead and jump down to this next call. Area code 567. You're live on the air. What up?
What up, Red? It's your boy Deep South.
What's up, D South, man? What's
I don't
going
have anything to say about. I got. Hey, man, life is good. Living the dream.
That's what's up.
I have nothing to say about the current state of motovlogging.
Okay.
However, do you think Charlie Murphy and Prince are having a rematch right now, like shirts versus blouses?
Oh, dude, I never fucking thought of that.
Like that's all I want to know. And just go off on that for like the next 10 minutes, and I'll be very happy.
Dude, you know what? I never fucking thought of that, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they up there eating pancakes and fucking. Oh, that's good shit. That is
all right,
good
love
shit.
you, Red. Full homo. Later.
Peace, man. Deep South Moto, ladies and gentlemen. Charlie Murphy, fucking. Yeah, rest in peace, man. Charlie Murphy, man. I didn't even know he had leukemia, man. I was just scrolling through somewhere and fucking boom. I'm like, what? Charlie Murphy? Like, no, bruh. Anyways, let's get to this next caller right here. Ooh, this is an interesting number. 143, live on the air. What up?
G'day, mate. This is a fella calling from down under. How's it going?
Hey, what's going on, man? I already know who this is, but I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
Hello. It's your favourite Aussie here. You know my name, right?
Yeah, I do.
How's it going, Red?
Nah, man, it's gonna get really Friday, y'all. He decided. So I was like, 14. Who the fuck got an area code of 143? But what's going on, man? So what do you think, man? Like, I know you've been around this game for a couple of years now, out there in Australia, and what's your current take of the state of motovlogging, man? Where it's going, where it was, whatever, man.
I think it's growing to like a point now where it's kind of segmenting in much of the way that a lot of YouTube genres do. You know, you've got the people that tell stories and do like cinematics towards passing those stories on. You've got the people that do the prank kind of stuff,
Okay.
or the ones that do the hokey. I'm faking a situation and putting it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You've got like the segmented observation peeps. You know, got heaps of those out there.
Okay.
And then you've got this like, you've got lots of different segments like that. And, you know, you've got all your tech people and that. And I just see YouTube and motovlogging just following the YouTube formula.
That's interesting. You know what?
Random.
I've never looked at it like that. Look at this motherfucker. Open my eyes to some shit. See, that's what I'm talking about, people, right? Like, you know, like I said, I got my fucking mind and I think the way I think, but then it's cool to talk to somebody else who has a different perspective or sees it a different way. But that's interesting. I never looked at motovlogging as being segmented, and you know, well, I mean, I've always looked at it as like you have the people who are maybe only about group rides or who literally only just vlog per se, and then you have the cinematic side of it. But I always just kind of all rope that into one, you know, the umbrella of motovlogging. That's interesting now. But, you know, like, as far as you call it, well, like, would you call it the whole prank thing, right? The thing that I don't like about that is if people who want to get into this, if they see that that's what's growing and that's what it is, then that is the standard, right? That is where people have to come into it. Kind of like how how I used to always talk down upon people who were going out here with these road rage, fucking road rage this, road rage that, road rage, and people out here not necessarily purposefully, but kind of doing it for the camera. And it scared me because I'm like, dude, well, you have a bunch of fucking 16, 17, 18-year-olds who right there on that cusp of getting a bike, and they're going to go out and start doing YouTube, and they're going to think that is okay, or that's what you have to do to gain attention. But that's a dangerous road that you're going down, because 400-pound bike, 4,000-pound car, you know what I mean, or whatever, right? But anyways, yeah, what were you gonna say?
Oh, you know, it's just one of those things where the more crash videos people put out there, and the drama that seems to be really overtaking YouTube at the moment, thus all the advertising drama that's going on. People see that as the way to get views. You know, compilation channels are an emerging market, apparently.
Right.
And it's just, you know, all the really crap content is getting all the attention because that's where the drama's at.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's the other side, right? The other drama, not necessarily between YouTuber and YouTuber, but content creator or YouTuber and the world, right? He's creating drama and people are flocking to that because that's the type of shit they want to see. But man, I would just hate for somebody to get fucked up out here, right? And get extremely hurt because they're chasing that because it worked for this person and it worked for that person, right? Instead of just being a what's the word, like a personable person, right? Just being yourself, creating content that you enjoy making, and it's who you are, right? People, I don't want to see that. And like I said, man, a lot of people don't realize too is that you have an audience, whether it's one or a million, somebody you're influencing to some degree or whatever, right? And you don't want to steer them in the wrong direction. Great, it may have been funny, or it may have been fake, or it may have been whatever staged or a prank or whatever, but there's so many people that think like, well, I can do that too because those people are quote unquote real, and so they go out and do the same shit and get their fucking head blown off, or they get their ass whooped on the side of the road, right? Like, I don't know, man. But
it's a dangerous precedent.
Yeah, but I definitely do like how you brought up the whole like different avenues of motovlogging. Interesting. You got anything else, man? I mean, go ahead. No, you like literally you're the only caller right now. Yeah. So, oh shit, no, somebody else just called. Anyway, no, go ahead, talk. What's up?
Just give me the fucking eject, man. Well, let's discuss the word cunt. Not really. Back to the motovlogging topic. Sorry, somebody dared me to say cunt in the chat, so I thought I'd say it a couple times just to be sure. But it's interesting though because some people still take motovlog to be very much I'm just doing a vlog on a bike, and some people enjoy it. Some people still do it. Some people still love that shit.
Right.
But I don't know. For me, I kind of like a good tale, and I like a bit of music. And for myself, I've started really getting into the video editing aspect. So when I see color grading now and stuff like that, I go, ooh, that looks so good. And, I can understand that all the effort that went into it. So I guess I'm really jaded now as a creator because I can look and see something that took a lot of effort and appreciate it more than something that didn't.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I had. I just wanted to come in and troll for a bit.
All right, well, I appreciate the trolling, man. For sure, man. I appreciate the love. But thanks for calling in, man. See you here pretty soon in a couple months out here in fucking sunny.
Yep, I'll see you in July.
California. All right, brother. Have yourself a good one, man. Realest Rider, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Peace, Red.
Peace. Yeah, it's a weird-ass number. I wonder is that their, country code? Huh. I don't know. But anyways, I like that, realist. The whole avenues, different genres within motovlogging. I'm about to chew on that for a little while. Let's take this next call. Area code 865. You live on the air. What up?
Hey, Red.
What up, man? What's going on?
Red?
Yep.
Hey, man, Jared from Memphis.
Memphis. Ooh, y'all got good.
Hey, I was wondering if you think there's anybody in the motovlogging community that would just bust somebody's fucking nose because they're talking too much shit.
All right, I already know who this is. But what's up, man?
I'm fucking bored. I'm having fun watching you. What were you guys talking about? Yeah, current state of motovlogging.
Yeah.
I think it's California.
Really? What do we do? Or I do.
Well, it's like the biggest state where people do it. So I think that's definitely the state of motovlogging. I just wanted to let you guys know that.
That's
in my
good.
opinion, opinion. Some people might say Rhode Island is the best state.
That's good though, Billy.
You think?
State of motovlogging is California. Yes.
You don't.
No, that's what's up. No, that's good shit, man. That's funny. But I want to ask you a serious question though. Like, you've been doing this a while, correct?
Sure. Yeah, a minute.
How long? 2 years? 3 years?
2.5. Yeah.
2.5 years. Do you foresee your channel changing? Like, you totally going a different route? And I mean, still keeping the bike, the vlog, or whatever it may be into it. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about like just totally going left and fucking doing some tap dancing fucking videos. You know what I mean? Like, do you see yourself changing?
If I did no, if I did that, I'd like make a new playlist at the bottom of the channel and tell everybody about it or some shit, or like maybe even make a new channel. Fuck it,
right? And
just do it over there because if you got certain metadata in your tags and shit like that, and then some guy clicks on it because it says. I have this problem myself. It says big nipples, and there's no big nipples anywhere. Then you get, in trouble.
Right.
I'd go make a channel about big, and then put where I put my nipple videos.
No, I got you. That's what's up.
I'm trying to be helpful and be funny about it, but no, so to speak, that's what I do.
Right. No, I can respect that though.
But why are you going to make a channel?
Am I going to what?
You gonna make your channel a nipple channel? Is that what we were asking this?
Oh, my good old chocolate chip nips. No, I'm good, man. No, I'm gonna leave my nips the way they are. Okay, whatever. You're confusing me now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was like, man, I might want to let somebody else call in because I think I'm kind of distracting you a little bit.
It's all good, Billy. I appreciate the call.
Either that or being an.
Nah, you just you, man. You who you are,
okay.
Sir. Be that.
Mom, one, shut up.
Oh, he just dropped. Back row moto, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't already know. But yeah, guys, call on in. That number is 516-387-1431. If you are a motovlogger and you got something to say, but you don't want any backlash on what you want to say, like you don't have to let me know who you are or anything. You can just call in, say what you got to say, and get the fuck off. You know what I mean? Like I want everybody to call in and let me know how they feel, man. Like real talk, because we are the content creators, and some of you guys are content creators also, but I know the majority of you guys are also viewers. And if we ain't getting no fucking feedback from you guys, then how do we know how to better the YouTube experience for you, which is the most important person on this whole thing? Take this call. Area code 978. You live on the air. What up?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
Fucker right in the
Okay, and then? Right. See? It's like people like that just Anyways, people like that, man. Look, if you guys want to call, man, and troll, hey, it's funny to an extent, but don't. I mean, like, especially tonight, man. Tonight ain't really the time, man. I mean, whatever. I mean, I got all the control in the world. I can just cut you off or whatever. But like I said, guys, call in if you want to say something, man. If not, I could keep preaching, but I think I'll save that for a later date. Get some shout outs. Luke Uncunt. What up, man? All the way over there in London. CM Moto. Tim Crates. Adventure. Who else is in the side chat? DTD Rider. Moto Hacks. What up? What's going on, guys? Come on, guys. Literally, the phone lines are open for a little while longer. I would like to hear somebody else's point of view on this besides myself. Anybody? Bueller. Fucking something, right? But hey, look, I will take this time, man. I appreciate there we go. I appreciate all you guys for hanging in here with me. It's my first solo show. Hey, I'm a little nervous. A little bit. But, new caller. Yep, go ahead, take this one. Appreciate you calling in. All right. Area code 269. Very fine. Haters, drop it to me one more time. Get low. You're live on the air. What up?
I will take this time, man. I appreciate it.
So
mute that chat for me, though. Or the YouTube, whatever you got on the YouTube side. Can you mute that for me? I appreciate it.
I appreciate all you guys for...
Say it again?
Can you mute the YouTube link that you're watching? I'd appreciate that.
How's that?
Good. Perfect.
Is that better?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Nothing. So, I was thinking about Baker X Derek and his recent video that he did of the school shooting.
Okay.
And I thought that his reporting of that event really it equaled just about anything that the legacy, news media had to offer as well. And I think that that's something that a lot of, the viewing public and YouTube in particular don't realize is that we as motovloggers are a legitimate resource for news and events within our communities.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the video. I haven't watched it just due to me working and a bunch of other shit and getting this ready. But I did see that he did go down there and shoot some kind of video. I just don't know what he reported on as far as like facts or things like that. But I mean, if you could kind of briefly explain it to me, then go from there.
Well, so he was on site, and so I'd gotten home from work, and I saw that the school shooting had occurred, and so his video came up in my YouTube page along with like some regular media outlets, ABC, affiliates, whatever.
Right.
And so I watched his video first, and when you compare that to what any affiliate had produced, it was of, other than maybe some production value issues, it was of equal quality in the reporting.
Interesting.
I mean, so you've got, a motovlogger on the scene reporting a live event just as capably as any, media outlet out there. This has to happen thousands of times a day in communities all around the world. Motovloggers are out there in their community observing, recording, and reporting on things that happen
in the community in real time.
That's interesting. And to kind of piggyback off where I think where you're going is that, well, so at least with the news media and kind of reading what Tim Kreitz was saying over there in the side chat, it's like there's no political spin or whatever, right? It's somebody who's actually connected to the area in which something happened in, right? Like, I mean, say if something, I know Derek is from San Bernardino, right? He's not, like if some shit happened out here in Long Beach, I could kind of give a fuck less because I moved here. I don't, like I'm not from California, but like if I was, back home and I was riding around my hometown and something happened there, then yeah, I would have a little more, I'd have a closer connection, right? And then when it's, I mean, here's the thing, right? We may not know some things behind the scenes. Maybe his fucking aunt or something works at that school, or his nephew or his cousin goes to that school or is a teacher or something, right? And maybe he just doesn't want to speak on it, or like even one of the dudes that I work with, his wife is a teacher at a different elementary school in San Bernardino. So people freaking out, calling him like, hey, is your wife okay? And he's like, nah, dude, she's at a different school. So I think for him, it's a little more personal, quote unquote, close to home too. Whereas like you fly in some dumbass from fucking LA to go out to San Bernardino to report, and all this shit. They don't give a fuck, dude. They have their talking points. They have their script that they're supposed to say. And that's it. They could literally give a fuck less because as soon as they're done, they're back home fucking eating steak and shrimp and all that shit. So, it's just a different point of view. But that is interesting, and I like where you went with that.
But isn't that what we're talking about, though? That's the essence of motovlogging, right? Is that storytelling, that connection with the community, that bringing the real life experience that we all share through the camera, on the helmet, on the motorcycle. And he was off his bike most of that video, talking with people, parents, other concerned people that were on the scene. I mean, isn't that what vlogging is about?
Yeah.
Isn't that it?
Yeah, there's three words that you said: real life experiences. And I'll fucking leave it at that, dude. That right there is a true thing. And and to me, like I said, that's where I think it should stay. I mean, like I said, people can call me old. People can say, "Well, you're not up with the times. Shit's changing." And blah. Well, I'd still rather have real life experiences, right? Like when I get fucking pulled over by the goddamn cops, it's a real interaction. It's not some fucking dude I hired or some cop that I know to fucking fake pull me over to fucking get a bunch of views. That's not, no. It's literally me getting fucking pulled over and me having to pay a fucking $300 ticket somewhere down the road, So real life experiences, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Rusty says, he didn't have any facts, that's what the media is for. But we're talking about a vlog, right? We're talking about this is a visceral experience. This is what I'm seeing, and I'm sharing this vision through this camera, and we're talking about it. Right? I mean, that's the essence of a vlog.
Right. Not a premeditated, scripted, fucking by the book.
Right.
It's raw. It's real. It's emotions. It's everything. Yeah.
And Baker X Derek was calm enough that he was able to give some commentary. And I'll tell you, watch that video. He flat out called in the first couple of minutes what the deal was, that it was a domestic, guy goes in and shoots his significant other to death. I mean, he called it.
Right.
I mean, and that's just dumb luck. I don't know. It's a street smart. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was compelling. See, that's what I'm saying. It was compelling video. It was compelling content.
Right. No, I mean, great observation, man, and definitely when I get off of here tonight, I'm gonna go back and actually watch that vlog to see. I mean, especially now since I know a lot more and know that I know he was out there pretty quickly. You know, I mean, San Bernardino's big, but it ain't that fucking big. But you know, it'll be kind of cool to go back and actually watch that and see what his perspective on the events of that day. But yeah, you're right, dude. Real life experiences, dude. I think that right there is the nail on the head, man, and what this whole shit's about. So, but let me grab some other calls, man. I appreciate you calling in. Thanks for bringing that different perspective. And it definitely is another avenue with the state of motovlogging, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you for the call. Bye.
Hey, man. Peace. Man, that is see, that's why I like taking these fucking calls, man. I'm gonna keep this shit moving. Area code 509, you live on the air. What up?
Red One, what's up, man?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm pretty good, just going home. Listen, I've been listening to the broadcast here for a little while now, and the part you were talking about with motovlogging being what it was versus what's coming into now, you know, I'm trying to get into the motovlogging too, and I haven't quite started up my profile or, you know, account or channel or nothing.
Right.
But I'm seeing this, and I'm like, well, what is it with, you know, it's also going back to, like, categorizing it, because motovlogging, you can say, I do this type of deal, or this is my kind of shtick, you know, but it's like, to me, I see it as more of like you're just opening yourself up to the world, so it's kind of attract, you know, people that really vibe with you, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like a new age diary in a way. You're putting it online just like you would a Facebook status or like, you know, Twitter or, you know, Instagram, anything. It's all kind of the same context. It's just a different way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, it's like you're putting yourself out there to be like, look, if you vibe with me and you're in the same area, you know, it's just like, let's be friends. You know, that's kind of what it's all about. We're sharing experiences, and, you know, in the content that we do, we can also have fun with it as well.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I mean, I think for you personally, if you're going to come into motovlogging, I don't know too many people who personally feel the way that I feel, but you know, you have different avenues that you can take when coming into it. And to me, it seems like you have the idea that I had, which is like, you know, eventually this shit's all gonna end, right? It's all gonna fucking end, and we're all gonna be fucking wherever we're at in life, doing whatever the fuck we're doing. And eventually, you know, you can go back, you know, and show your fucking kids, be like, hey, you know, fucking, I used to be on YouTube back in the day. Fuck YouTube, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's like this thing where you just upload videos and shit, like, what, you know? And then, you know, you can go back and show these videos and be like, hey, you know my best friend, fucking Ghost Ninja? Yeah. This is what he used to do back, you know, like, oh shit, y'all used to ride together, you know what I mean? Because it's like, they're like snapshots, but instead of just pictures that sit in a cardboard box or that sit in a shoebox or whatever, you know, they're videos and they're actual true interactions versus
the modernization.
Right. And I think that would be kind of cool to show your, you know, children, your grandchildren, you know, whomever, be like, yeah, man, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, dude, I used to do this shit. Oh, damn, really? Oh, that's what's, damn, you used to wheelie and whatever, you know what I mean? And to me, that's one thing I looked at it. I called it back in the day, archiving moments of your life, right? You're literally archiving this shit, you know what I mean? It's going somewhere and it'll be there until they shut it all down.
Yeah, and as far as, you know, a job and a career, you know, your way of income, it's like you can treat it like any other job and throw as much as you want into it, but if you're also making it your passion and you're doing it for yourself, you know, instead of just going in as some, you know, content creator just solely for that focus, like,
right,
you know, what's gonna produce more genuine content people are gonna want to like keep coming back to you, you know?
Right, I understand. That is definitely. So wait, let me ask you this: do you currently ride or no?
Oh yeah, no, I have a couple seasons under me now. I haven't, been too long on it because my job takes up most of my time. But like I said, I want to start a channel here soon. It's just I don't want to like copy a lot of people, but at the same time, it's like I see people that aren't even in the same state that have like a suburban delinquent sticker on their bike and stuff like that. So it's like you're just representing people that you like as well. Other motovloggers that really hit the spot for you.
Right. Well, I think
you genuinely connect with on some level.
Yeah, I think you have to imitate what you like in the beginning, because none of us. I mean, if you go back and look at everybody's first videos, right? They all suck, dude. And even if they don't suck per se, as far as quality and audio and all that other shit, like just the way it looks and sound. Like you realize you're not the same person 2 years ago that you were when you first started this shit, and I definitely wasn't, right. I noticed I had a total like different state of mind, and as I became more comfortable doing this, I put a lot of other stuff in the background. I just put it in the back and just did me. And maybe it was once I noticed people were listening, right? People were actually paying attention to what I had to say, or really enjoyed the fact that they live in fucking bumfuck nowhere, and I'm riding up and down the coast by the beach, and they're like, dude, that's fucking beautiful, maybe that's what changed. But I mean, you definitely in the beginning, you gotta start. I would say start with what you think is good, and just go from there. And then over time, I think you will slowly mold yourself to what you feel like you want to be on the internet. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, what are some things that, you kind of started out doing like that? Like, I mean, I see, like, going back to the part about stickers of other motovloggers and, like, some gimmicks they do, I'm probably going to throw a couple channels out there, but, I mean, I don't want people to sit there and just be like, oh, you're copying this person, or, like there's another motovlogger I came across. I forget, I can't remember his name, but something similar to what I wanted to start out with. But he kind of copied Walterific's helmet idea, and then all of Walterific's fans just kind of started bombing him. And it's like, look, he put up that video about how-to on his helmet because he wanted people to be able to copy it or create their own kind of stuff. He didn't throw it out there to be like, look, I have to do this.
Right.
He did it as like a way to be like, or it's just like, where do you stop the hate versus like just people bombing you for no reason versus genuine like criticism, I guess.
Well, I tell people all the time, dude, like because a lot of people in the beginning used to be like, you look like Chase on two wheels. I'd be like, the fuck, dude. Okay, look, at the end of the day, I like red, he like red. There's only so many fucking bikes that come red. There's only so many helmets that are red. There's only so many helmets in general.
Yeah.
Just because one person decides to make not even the helmet popular, because Chase wasn't the first motherfucker to own a variant. It's just he was the first person you noticed to wear a variant, and so therefore somebody else buys a variant. You're like, oh, you look like this guy who I personally saw do it first. But no, dude, like variant's been around way before that dude had a YouTube channel. So it's like that's what I mean. But do whatever you like. Let people hate, let people say whatever they want to say, but make your channel yours, and then you won't have anybody to explain that shit to you. Be like, hey man, this is my channel, you can fuck off. That's kind of how I look at it too. So
no, I understand. Well, I just want to throw that out, Jim. I'm not going to take any more time from you, but I appreciate talking with you.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in, my brother. And yeah, man. Thanks for speaking on the state of motovlogging, man.
Yeah, man. Ride safe and all that other shit.
Yeah, brother. Peace, man. Man, it's real good to hear from you guys, man. I appreciate everybody that's calling in. We're gonna keep this train moving. Area code 951. You live on the air. What up?
Am I on?
Yes, you are. Is this Angela by chance?
Is this? Yeah, this is Angela. Hey.
I was reading the side chat.
How are you doing?
I am doing great. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad, not too bad. I love you guys. I'm one of the rare chicks that are into motovloggers and motorcycles and all that stuff.
Well, there's a few out there that definitely enjoy our content, and we definitely know who they are because they're very verbal.
A lot more guys to girl ratio.
Yes, and it's good to get a breath of fresh air every now and again.
Yeah, it's nice talking. You know, it's kind of awkward. I was going to ask about Snowcap, but it looks like he's in the chat.
Okay.
So I didn't want to make it awkward. I just want to give respect out to you. I was watching your live stream when he started going off. Sorry, Snowcat, I'm going to say it, but he put you in an awkward position.
What do you mean? Oh, on the other day, or yeah?
I just felt the other day that you had, one of those live streams, and it sounded like he called out a lot of people, and I don't know. I lost a little respect for him, but I think. I don't know what I felt like you were put in an awkward position,
Well, I mean, look, I knew
like you couldn't.
Well, I knew for a fact that he wouldn't do that. And
I think he was drinking, and
Well, no. I don't get me wrong. I understand that a little alcohol was flowing. Little emotions get a little high, and you come off a little more stronger than you would if you were sober. I get that.
Right.
But I know him personally. You know what I mean? It's not that's the thing. A lot of times people don't understand the relationships between people. So what certain people may look as that's fucked up, right? Like all the shit with Suburban Delinquent, right? How he used to knock over people's bikes and do all that fucking. There's some people like, man, fuck that dude, man. And it's like, well, hey, do you know?
It's like picking sides and all that stuff. I just know that it looked like you were trying to maintain the middle ground there, and it was. Yeah. I don't want to keep talking about it. It feels weird because he's probably listening. But let's change the subject. You want to?
Sure. What you got, real quick?
I was going to ask you about your days in Japan, and I love Cali Girl.
Okay.
And how did you guys meet?
I met her while DJing. Actually, I was working at this bar, and I just remember this bike pulled up, and I walked outside and was like, "Oh, look at that! Fucking, it's a female! Like, what the fuck?" And then when the helmet came off, I was like, "Holy shit, she's Japanese! Like, what the fuck?" And then, the bike was full fairing, cool. And because that's the thing, right? Like, even so, the GSX-R is not. It's an American bike, right? They don't like it's made by Suzuki, but it's not really sold in Japan. It's a weird thing, right? It's weird. But
so that was weird to see her pull up in.
Well, it was weird to see a full fairing bike because that's not something you see all the time. So when you would see full fairing bikes in Japan, they were mainly military guys. So female full fairing bike, fucking Japanese. I was like, what? And so like we were just we were good friends. And then right before I got ready to leave Japan to come back to the US, she was like, "Hey, I'm moving to LA also." And I was like, "No shit." I was like, "Well, I ain't gonna be there for like another year. I got some other shit I need to wrap up, while I'm back in the States." And then so when I moved out here, she was literally the only person that I knew when I first moved out here. And so, she had bought a bike, and then I fucking stole it a couple times, and then I wind up buying my own. But yeah, she was literally the only person that I knew out here, and so we hung out a lot, like after school or whatever the fuck I was doing. Like I literally had nobody else to hang out with. I didn't know anybody. So but yeah,
she didn't know anybody probably, huh?
Oh no, she didn't know a fucking soul out here. But that's kind of the story behind me and her. So
that's awesome. Well, I just want to give a shout out to everybody. Tim Kreitz, man, I love you. I love Billy. Where the freak's at? He'll know that. I'll call in another time. I was going to ask you mostly about Snowcap, but I don't want to talk about it.
I got you. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Angela, and you have yourself a good night.
Yeah. Love you guys.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was a nice little call. A little breath of fresh air right there. See, like that. I saw some other callers. You guys seem to get off, but understand too, guys. When you do call in and then you get on the line, if you hear us talking, I do see that you're over there, and I just, I don't know what queue you may be in. You could be the third caller. The night that I had Snowcat on the panel, there was people like literally waiting for 45 minutes, and I was just like, fuck, dude. I saw that timer go up because it lets me know when you guys call in. So sometimes it may take me 10 to 15 minutes to get to you, but the cool thing about it, you can still listen to the show as you're on hold. But I just ask for patience from everybody to be able to to hold on the line if you have something to say. But as currently right now, I have no callers. But big shout out, I see him over there burning ramen. What's going on, man? Out there burning the ramen. Guys, you know what? I think fuck it, man. I'm gonna shut down the show, man. I think I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. If nobody calls in within the next 2 minutes, I'm gonna shut the show down. And I just want to take this time to thank all my sponsors. Let me go ahead and read it out here. Thank you to Tim Kreitz Adventures for sending over the $200. Oh, I wasn't supposed to read that. Big shout out to Tim Kreitz and the Tim Kreitz Band. Big shout out to Undercover Biker with his what is this? I can't read that right there. Undercover Biker with his slow ass Honda CBR and non GoPro having ass. Sony sucks. You should get a GoPro. Okay. Big shout out to more Snowcat. Your daily vlogs are horrible. I would rather you bring back the dog. He was cool. Is way better looking than you are. Yeah. So look, I'm just reading it. Look, I'm reading it right here, man. I'm not making this shit up, dude. Big shout out to Defobra. Don't forget to send me a link next time you guys are having a Thursday hangout. But I'll just play it. All right, we got a call. Let me take this call, man. I'm tired of making shit up. 816, you're live on the air. What up?
What's up, everyone?
What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from? Or if you want to remain anonymous, that's on you.
Holler Moto.
Holler. Hey, what's up? What's going on, bro?
What's up, buddy?
Ain't nothing.
I don't know, man. You look like you was bored, so I'll call you.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Like I like people calling in, get some shit off their chest, and just calling to say what's up in a professional manner, Yeah.
A professional manner.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a whole bunch of ideas right before I called you, and then I lost them all. So
fucking lost
them.
I
don't know.
God damn. Well, can you get them back? Well, how about this?
I don't know. I was thinking about like that dude that called earlier.
Yeah. What's up?
That dude that called earlier about he's wanting to get into motovlogging.
Mm-hmm.
Little piece of advice, and I think even Tim said it in the side chat. Don't take YouTube too serious.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't take something you
don't have real high expectations.
Yeah.
Keep your expectations low.
Well, I mean, over time, dude, I've seen so many people that get into motovlogging, and then within 6 months they're done because they never cracked whatever magical number that they were looking for. And bro, that's not what it's about.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, when I got into it a year ago, I just simply wanted to make videos and just see if anybody would watch what I did.
Right.
And it turned into something huge. I mean, for me, huge. I mean, I just released 100 sub video the other day. But, I've been doing this for almost a year. It's more for me than making videos and everything. It's more for me that I've met all these amazing people that have become my friends, and we all like to sit around and bullshit and talk.
Right. Especially like Friday night for fucking 8 hours. I just seem to do that. Matter of fact, I'll be streaming this Friday. So make sure y'all stop by the other guys hang out. Yeah, okay. Shameless plug. But yeah, dude, that is the great thing about motovlogging, you know, and I hope it stays that way. I hope people don't start tearing at each other, trying to fucking one up each other, right? Like crabs in a bucket, you know, fucking, oh, this dude's taking off, let me go ahead and pull his ass back down. You know what I mean? Like, I hope everybody remains friends. Well, now, I don't want to say everybody. Like, I get it, right? Some motherfuckers some people don't play fair, and some people are backstabbers, and that's just how it is. That's just the way the world works. Just, I'm sorry, as long as there's something to gain.
That's just yeah, that's everyday life. It doesn't matter what it is. That's everyday life.
Right. But as long as you can find mutual friends, people who like-minded people, that's when this turns out to be one of the coolest things in the world, whether you're making money or not. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I don't care to make money in YouTube. I mean, sure, if I can get a little change, it's fine.
That's the way I see it.
Right.
Well, I mean, like, okay, in the stream the other night that me and you were in, you know, it's like, I didn't start YouTube to make money. I could care less about the money. I started YouTube just so to see if people would watch my stuff. And then, you know, like I said, it turned into where now I have all these awesome friends and all these people I get to talk to and hang out with and live streams and stuff. And that makes it better than money to me. I don't ever want to make a dime off of YouTube.
Right.
I don't ever want to be big. I want to just be able to be with the people I'm with right now for as long as I possibly can.
Right. Cool. Well, man, respect to that, man. Let me grab these other two callers for I run out of time here tonight. Appreciate you calling in. Ladies and gentlemen, holla Moto.
Later, Red.
All right, brother. Peace. Wrapping it up here. Wrap. All right, and let me see. Let me grab this number. Nope. I'm sorry. 780. You're live on the air. What up?
What up, Fred?
What's going on? How you doing?
Good. It's Leaky.
Leaky? What's up, man?
Call him so you don't shut the show down.
Appreciate you calling in, brother. I always see you over there in the side chat.
First, I want to thank you for having these shows on because it keeps things interesting, and you're the only one doing it, and it's great.
Thank you.
But I just wanted to look at the motor vlogging perspective as a viewer.
Okay.
And you know, I go through all the channels, and we'll use Snowcat for example. You know, you see people on his comments when you read his comments saying, "All you ever do is bitch about this or bitch about that." You know, and if you don't like it, just don't watch it. Like, you know, he has his thing. We all know what he does, and same as you, and same as Tim. And you know, it just bugs me that they just go on just to comment, right?
Well, it's kind of how the people with how can I say this? Like, not necessarily novel. It's like people feel that they have to express something, right? That they have to somebody with a small voice gets heard nowadays, right? So instead of hitting that little fucking X button up in the upper left or upper right hand corner, whatever fucking platform you're on, right? Instead of just hitting that fucking X, moving on to some shit that you agree with, people are just fucking, you know, they feel like they gotta fucking sit here and just fuck your shit, dude. You should fucking die, drink bleach, blah, blah, blah. I can't wait till I run you over. It's like, oh my God, dude, seriously, man? Like, fuck
exactly,
off. But, you know.
You know, and I made the habit, of, you know, I'll watch 4 or 5 videos, and if I don't like their stuff, I'll move on. Right? Mm-hmm. If I like it, I'll subscribe, usual stuff.
Right.
But, you know, when you scroll through like I was saying, you scroll through the comments, and, you know, I'll leave a comment here and there, and no one will ever reply. Or some people do, some don't, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, maybe they're frustrated, especially with the big motovloggers that, you know, I'll put a comment on and no one will respond to me. Oh, you know, they don't have time for me. Well, they don't. They got, you know how many comments go through some of these channels?
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, and that's another thing, too, that, you know, people get upset, too, when they're like, dude, I've commented on every 6 foot or every fucking Walterific video and he never fucking comments back. Okay, well, okay, you can either take it as he's a douchebag and move the fuck on, or be like, well, maybe he's just got a lot of goddamn comments and fucking he just don't have time. One of the two. either way, like, figure it out and just go on with your life, you know?
Right. And the other thing is, as far as motovlogging, you know, you say diversity. Like, you know, I like different motovloggers for different reasons. I like seeing, you know, people doing adventures, or, you know, Stub D going to crazy meals and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And with Snowcat bitching about traffic, well, that's what I liked about his channel. Like, but I won't watch everybody. I won't watch all the same people doing the same thing. I want to split it up to.
Right.
You know.
Right. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and that's one of the things, like, you know, I was trying to tell the dude that's getting into it, like, you know, like, find somebody that you like, mimic that, but then eventually I think, you know, you'll start to tailor your channel to what you do. But yeah, don't necessarily follow, like, it's cool to give a Baker X shout out, right? You want to fucking do the chill shit, right? But like, if I fucking click and like you've uploaded 10 videos and you say chair fucking 17 times in each goddamn video, bruh, I'm out.
That's right.
I'm out. I didn't come here to watch Baker X Derek. I'll go to his fucking channel to watch him. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I used to hate. You know, so many people.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny though. I mean, you can take it as like, God, I can't even think of the word, but you know, maybe they're just showing their respect. But like, be your own person. Like, you know, like I said, it's cool to just shout some people out. Hey, you know, I started motovlogging because I watched fucking this person, and, you know, Backroad Moto helped me out, and blah, 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 and that's why I motovlog. Like, it's cool to do that, but just don't constantly mimic somebody every video. It's just, that shit gets annoying, dude.
Right, yeah.
But, cool, man.
Cool.
You got anything else?
Well, No. I could talk for hours, but you're going to get cut off, so.
Well, all right, cool, man. I appreciate you calling in, brother. And Mr. Leaky, I'll see you on Friday, hopefully.
Alrighty.
With Ghost Ninja and those other guys.
Thanks, sir.
All right, Leaky. Have a good one, man.
Oh, yeah. No. See ya.
All right, peace. Dude, I fucking hate that delay. That delay is so damn annoying. It's just long enough to piss you off. It's like 2 seconds or some dumb shit, but you know, it is what it is. But I think that's where I'm gonna call it tonight, guys. I got my brand new smoker downstairs. I gotta set that up and get it all ready. I gotta season it, and yeah, I'm gonna do some ribs. And no, Ghost Ninja, you are not invited to the smoker debut smoke session. You're not invited because you ain't put in on this, man. You always want to come up and eat and shit, but don't ever want to bring no fucking steaks or fucking chicken or anything. Fucking Ghost Ninja, fucking ass bitch. Anyways, so look, I appreciate everybody calling in tonight. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this solo dolo tip. State of motovlogging, man. I think people have the only kind of pizza is Mexican pizza. But you know, I love that you guys, you know, called in and, like I said what you had to say, and some of you guys opened my eyes to some other things. Realist Rider sticks out to me with the different avenues of motovlogging, and then the other gentleman that called and, you know, talked about the, you know, Derek reporting live on the shooting and how it was a real life experience, you know. And to me, that's what that's what this shit's about. You know, much love and respect to all those out there who understand and know the struggle of growing a channel, building a channel. You guys have my respect, and you'll always have my respect. And for all the ones that try to fast track the shit and take the shortcut way, yeah, you get no love over here from me, but I love all of you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. State of Motovlogging. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday where I'm gonna bring back a guest host. We're gonna ask them a bunch of questions. It should be good. I'm not gonna reveal who it is. I kind of wish like I was like that cool, you know what I mean? Like I had that kind of clout to where I could just be like, all right, next week tune in. We're gonna have motherfucking Tony Carbajal and we gonna talk about stunting and stuff. I'm not that cool yet, so eventually we get there. But I appreciate all y'all coming through. Make sure you hang out with us this Friday. The other guys hang out live right here on Red One channel. Ghost Ninja and the regular crew will be back. So with that being said, guys, I'm Red One, and oh shit, I don't want to say that. That's how I end my videos. Thank y'all for tuning in to Red One Radio, and we'll see you next fucking week.